Most highs in Minnesota today will be in the 60s, a little bit of sun.
You hear his calm and clear voice each morning on WCCO radio.
I don't think so, Dave. We're going to come up by about 30 degrees short.
Preparing us for sun and storms or anything else Minnesota weather throws our way.
Little drippy today around CCO land. Some light showers from time to time. High today, probably no better than about 64, 65 tonight, clearing at a full moon. Tomorrow the sun comes out in 60, even better on Saturday. More on that later. Right now, CCO temp at 53.
Mike Lynch has been a station fixture for more than 3 decades. But get this guy out of a radio studio and you see a different side.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Mike Lynch just showed me the moon. This is big.
With a minivan full of expensive telescopes and what Mike calls a very understanding wife, he gives us a glimpse of the hobby that makes him tick.
Now over here, I got a couple of 20-inch reflectors with 20-inch wide mirrors in them. And not only that, these are wired up to keep up with the Earth's rotation. There's actually motors at the base of this thing. Well, I was a big fan of the race to the moon, the space race to the moon between the Russians and the US. At the time, I was in grade school and I thought it was more for the science than the politics. Well, as it turned out, the politics had a lot to do with going to the moon, but I didn't know that. I think my love of astronomy is a spin-off of that.
Long before he picked up a microphone, Mike Lynch looked into a telescope. He grew up in Richfield, across from a nature center, and as a teenager walked over one night to see a moon watch. There was no looking back, or down in Mike's case.
But your passion for astronomy started before weather?
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, I'll be honest, I thought up until about my sophomore year in high school that I wanted to be an astronomer, professional astronomer.
But he soon realized that would mean living a life in academia, so he changed his mind.
It's just that part didn't appeal to me. But I knew that I had a passion for astronomy, so I simply just stayed an amateur astronomer, which is what I consider myself as.
Even after all these years, you consider yourself an
amateur? Oh, I'm an amateur,
huh?
absolutely, absolutely. I've had some training, I've had some college classes, but I'm an amateur and I'm happy to do it. Nice to meet you. Ready to make the stars your old friends? Yeah. Good deal, good. All right, there you go.
Not one to brag, he's shared his love for astronomy with others for 45 years, teaching nearly 50 annual classes for communities in Minnesota and western Wisconsin.
Well, welcome to Minnesota Star Watch. I am just so psyched up that so many of you showed up tonight.
We listened in on a spring night in Golden Valley.
We're going to spend about the first 30 minutes in here, and then we're going to go out for the rest of the evening. Now, if you guys need to come in and warm up at any point, be welcome. Feel welcome to do that. I mean, I'm not out to torture people. I'm a maniac. I'll stay out there for 6 hours. I guess what I want to do is get them excited about astronomy. There's no way I can teach them everything in one day. There's no way, but I want to get them excited. I want them to use this experience as a springboard to get them going to whatever level they want to. In a way, I almost feel like I'm an evangelist for amateur astronomy. It's fun. It's just there's so much, you know, God's got such a great universe above our heads and people don't bother to look. And people give up sometimes and they live in the cities and they think, well, I'm not going to see anything. Well, that's just not true. If you do the right techniques and do the right things, you'd be surprised what you can see right in the metro area.
He's way into it. He's so adorable. He's so excited about what he's doing. I love it. He's very enthusiastic.
So you kind of have before perhaps looked up and wondered like the rest of us, right?
Yes, many times. And I used to be a huge Star Trek fan. So, like a lot of people, that inspired my imagination. And yeah, he is passionate about the subject, which I love. And he just seems like a good-hearted guy who loves the subject, which makes, you know, it's contagious.
You ready to see some stuff?
I am ready.
By the way, it cost $0.25 to look through the scopes. Just kidding.
With an unmistakable sense of humor, Mike has a way of getting his students excited about a subject perhaps many haven't thought much of before.
All right, guys, why don't you come on up here and get mooned? The moon is about 240,000 miles away.
So you think it's pretty important we understand this galaxy around us?
Oh, I just think, why not? You know, the world around us, the world above us. When you think about it, the Earth is such a small speck in the realm of the universe, and that's what just fascinates me. And just with our eyes alone, we can see stars that are 3,000 to 4,000 light years away just with our eyes. And that's remarkable. And again, 1 light year is just under 6 trillion miles. And what's also fascinating to me when you look at the stars is you're looking back into time, because a light year is defined as the distance that a beam of light travels in a year. So if I'm looking at galaxies through my pictures that are 300 million light years away, we're looking back 300 million years ago. Or just with your eyes, if you see a star that's 3,000 light years away, you're looking back 3,000 years.
Mike continues to add to his astronomy resume, recently taking up celestial photography. Specialized cameras allow him to capture something like this. A picture he took from Arizona of the Andromeda Galaxy, the nearest galaxy to the Milky Way.
In the case of that, that's 2.5 million light years away, the Andromeda Galaxy. But I have taken pictures of clusters of galaxies 300 million light years away.
His knowledge and pictures have been published for years in books and in weekly newspaper columns that appear across the country. It's passing on his passion to the next generation Mike considers his most important work of all.
Now, Mike, you said you get a lot out of this when you see a little one.
Oh, when I see a
Peek
little kid or even an adult get all excited when they see Saturn for the first time or the moon, it's just wow, because I went through that when I was that age.
That's why you do this,
too.
huh?
Yep.
It's that sense of awe Mike says he still has. The same thing that keeps him going, since he doesn't spend as much time as he probably should in the dark.
You're out here until 10 o'clock at night teaching these classes. We hear you on CCO radio beginning at 5 in the morning, so I think a lot of people probably wonder when you sleep. Do you sleep?
I sleep when Sid Hartman comes on. No, seriously. God made the afternoon nap, and I'm very happy he did. So that's, but if you love what you do, that doesn't matter.
Life to the Max is brought to you by LifeTouch, photography for a lifetime.